watching the debut of A New Dawn. And before I get to the special man who's behind what I call my mainline secret to weight loss, I want to get back to Sandy Weston, who we were just having this great conversation with about your natural stress busters that you really believe in. You talked about the vitamin B. What are these drops, Sandy?
Ooh, well, you're going to try them. It's the best day of your life. You ready for this?
Yes.
Now, I promise that this is passion flower extract. And when you do this, I hope you don't hallucinate. So we're going to try it on you first, okay?
Okay, and if I hallucinate, it might be good TV.
Okay, ready?
All right, ready?
Tell me what it tastes. Open your mouth. So you can just take a drop or two of this,
okay,
or put 40 or 60 drops in some water. It's supposed to relax, everything's great.
Okay.
You know, sleep well. Isn't that awesome?
That is.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling passionate. I don't know. No, I don't feel anything yet, but I'm sure I will.
Green tea. I just love green tea. I mean, so many antioxidants, and it speeds up your metabolism, burns fat, and it has less caffeine than coffee.
Yeah, which
All
is
good
great.
stuff.
I love this stuff. And actually, this Yogi makes one that's actually for healthy fasting, or blueberry for slim life.
So
they
many.
have so many that are terrific.
So I don't give up coffee. I just, after one cup, go to green tea.
It's a lot healthier.
Cool beans?
Cool beans.
All right.
I'm good with it. Do you want to meet my mainline secret?
Do I?
He might not be your secret, or a secret to you, because maybe you know him, because I know that you've been in Philadelphia a long time. But Dr. Robert Muroff has been a weight loss expert for 35 years in our region, and I want to thank so much for Dr. Muroff for being here.
You're welcome.
Today.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be on your first show.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's our debut together. You know, and I'm not used to seeing you in a suit, because usually you're in the white jacket. So, but I want to talk about, you know, first of all, your philosophy. When I first came to you, I think you had this poster of Einstein, and it said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. And your philosophy was, Dawn, there's no magic solution. You have to do this. And then you armed me with how to do it. So can you walk me through a little bit of how you helped me lose that 30 plus pounds, and I've kept it off for more than 2 years.
Yes, you have.
And that's the trick.
That is the trick. 95% of people on any diet program gain the weight back. Why? Because they go back to their old eating habits. So we taught you along the way how to maintain your weight.
And you know, and I'm looking at this picture, and this was not my height of my weight, but you know, when I look at the pictures of when I was heavier, what's important to say is that there are a lot of really skinny people who are very unhealthy. So I'm not trying to say that, you know, you can judge a book by a cover. But what I do know, and what you know, Dr. Muroff, is my cholesterol level was through the roof. Yes. And without ever taking any medication for cholesterol, you helped me lower it by, I think, more than 50 points or something. I mean, it was incredible.
90 points. You came in at 260, and we got you down to 170.
So think about that. I mean, that's incredible. And it really is just what? Your rule of tens, like you said, cooking in olive oil, cooking in butter. It was such a simple thing.
Take something that you might be doing. Let's say you were having 2 12-ounce sodas a day. 2 12-ounce sodas would be 300 calories. The rule of 10 says take that number, divide by 10, and that's how many pounds you would put on over a year. 2 sodas a day over a year is 30 pounds.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah,
So
I never thought of it
sometimes
that way.
eliminating little things, having the diet soda instead of the regular soda, can greatly impact over time.
And you know, one of the things that I thought was interesting, Sandy has a diary, and you also have a diary.
So important.
And a food diary.
Right.
And it's really scary when you write down everything. That's what you say, write down everything. I would have weekly weigh-ins, which is important.
Right.
But to write down everything that you put in your mouth.
Well, if you're keeping a diary, it gives you a moment's pause. It acts as a deterrent. It's your conscience in writing. You sit there and say, boy, I have to put this down in my journal, and hopefully you'll put it down, not put it in your mouth.
It's harder to lie, don't you think, when you're writing it down?
Yeah, that's probably very true. And one of the things too was just cooking, just eating. In other words, there's no fad diet. It's the thing I love about what you taught me was this is the way you're going to eat for the rest of your life, and it's good food, but you're just really learning to eat lean meats, and right? I mean.
Well, any diet works if you work at that diet, because the premise of any diet is you need X number of calories. The diet gives you less than X, forcing your body to take the difference in the fat stores. However, you have to say, what is the diet going to teach you? If you're eating cookies or drinking a shake, what are you learning? You're not learning anything at the end where you get down to your goal weight and then you say to yourself, what am I going to do now? So an important thing that we did with you and we do with all of our patients is teaching you along the way.
And you know what though, even somebody within the show said, well, let's get a before picture of you, sitting on the couch with a bag of chips. And I kind of laughed because I think there is a perception that if you're overweight, you must be having a couple bags of chips a day. Actually, I wasn't. That's the big thing is, like you were saying, it's little things. It's little things throughout the day that make a huge difference. And you actually taught me at one point, I said, I'm starving at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Every day I'm starving. And usually I would go for something like a soft pretzel, right? Because it's 0 fat. And you said...
Well, basically what a lot of us need at the 10 to 11 o'clock time in the morning and the 3 to 4 o'clock time in the afternoon, those are the most common times of the day for the blood sugar to dip low. And we need a little something to bring it back up. But a soft pretzel, being practically 100, 100 on the glycemic index, zooms it up. And then a little while later it comes crashing down and you want something again. So we taught you how to have a little carryover meal. A little bit of protein or some veggies to keep the blood sugar up until you did have your dinner.
Yeah, you're creating like new habits. That's what you're doing, which I love. And you were telling me about nuts. Like even though nuts are really healthy, they're really high in calories. So it's not, we were saying how someone could be really healthy but be heavy. What were you calling it? The lean string bean person?
Yes. Well, as I was telling you, when I was growing up, vegetarians were string bean lean.
Right.
Nowadays, vegetarians tend to carry extra weight because they're having a lot of pasta
Not all, but some,
and nuts and things like that. Nuts are incredibly high in calories. We're talking, if the highest calorie thing would be olive oil or any type of fat or oil, and then nuts, and then chocolate. We're talking 180 calories an ounce.
Sounds like a lot of education going on.
It was, but that was the one thing. I used to cook everything in a vat of olive oil because I thought it was healthy. I would get the big, gallon jug from BJ's. And then one thing that you taught me was, it has 12 to 14 grams of fat and 120 calories per tablespoon. But also you taught me that in fact you're cooking out all the goodness. So use the spray Pam, cooking that. At the end of an entire dish for an entire family, you can drizzle a teeny bit of olive oil.
It's the amount.
It's the amount.
It all boils down to calories is the bottom line. As we said, you need a certain number of calories. The diet gives you less than that. If you're filling that difference with olive oil and nuts and things like that, you're not going to lose weight. So we have to separate what is good for you and low in calories from what is good for you and relatively high in calories.
Yeah, it's all about the education of it.
Now, how long did it take you to lose your weight? Because maybe over the time, was it a long
It took over time. It was but with you, it was like 3-4 months.
She lost 35 pounds in 3.5 months.
So,
whoa, mama!
But that just shows you I wasn't having that bag of chips. I mean, it was just things like you're saying, the nuts, the olive oil, things like that. So it was just healthy choices, and that's why I know that you're somebody who's saying, but I'm eating healthy. I'm not overeating. It's just those tiny choices. Okay, I have to confess, when this conversation continues, I do have a special male in my life, and I want you to meet him. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Dawn Stensland-Menti, and that was my buddy boy. He's here with me in the studio, and we are debuting a new Dawn here on WMCN, which is a very pet-friendly place, so you gotta love it. Our family adopted Buddy from a no-kill shelter 2.5 years ago, and they told us he was beaten, abused, had lost his bark, in fact. Oh, there I am, first time on TV. That's my buddy voice, sorry. He's great with my kids, and we've given him a lot of love, and he gives it all back. One day recently, Buddy saw a stranger near our yard, and he started barking loudly. And there I was, all verklempt, crying, happy tears with Buddy Boy, hugging him in the backyard because I think it took years of love and long walks and a good home to help Buddy get his bark back. And I suppose all of us can relate to trying to get our bark back, whatever you're going through. So Buddy actually is a sweetie boy, and I want to remind you that with obviously the hurricane and a lot of people and their pets in stress right now, to remember the SPCA or your local no-kill shelter and think about those pets and families trying to be reunited with their pets. And also there are so many other agencies like the American Red Cross. The devastation of Hurricane Sandy is just so incredible. So we want you to remember, please, to send your Hurricane Sandy relief donations to the AmericanRedCross.org, text Red Cross 9099, or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. So we want you to remember, and of course all those folks are in our thoughts and prayers. But now, for the ending of our show, I want to bring in such a special surprise for me today. This is Chef Robert Bennett, and you made this cake for us here.
Congratulations, Dawn. It's so nice to have you back on the air. This is a little something from us, a classic cake for you and your crew.
Oh, Chef, we are so delighted. And ironically, we're talking about weight loss, but now that I've lost the weight, see, I can have a little treat.
In moderation.
And
this is a golden butterfly in honor of you, taking off again.
And you know, one of the things that somebody sent me, Chef, was they sent me a note and they said, just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, she became a butterfly. Oh, so you want to make me cry.
Nice to have you back.
Thank you so much. And we want to thank you for being part of our special day here. We're going to eat some cake.
Absolutely.
And to Sandy Weston, to Dr. Robert Muroff, this is just, it's so good to be back. And I hope that this is our journey together, continuing next Thursday right here on WMCN. Until then, I hope you make it a great one. And thanks again. This is gorgeous. Oh.